What's going on, everyone? This is EK1 Gaming here, and today's video is not a glitch video, but however, it is something that you guys have asked me for in stream earlier on today. Thank you so much for everyone that popped in the stream, by the way. But yeah, so you guys are asking me what build I was using in stream because it hits hard. Yeah, it is squishy. It's not a tank build. This is a pure DPS build, and it uses a rifle, which I believe has been kind of patched a little bit or nerfed a little bit because it doesn't seem to be hitting as hard as I used to. I used to hit over 3 million. Now it's down to about 2.7. But it's still very effective in PvE and PvP. Because when I went into Conflict, I was still one-tapping people in Conflict. So I'm not sure what's happening there. However, let's get into this build video. First of all, we're running a primary Savage Wolverine. Now, this primary can be anything. You can pick Bullet King or the perfect God roll Pestilence, or whatever you want, you can pick. I just had to pick out that, sorry guys. But yeah, so anything you want, you can pick for the primary. So that, I'm just going to leave out because that's basically vacant for you guys to fill. The main part of this is going to be the Baker's Dozen. Now, the Baker's Dozen, I've got maxed out rifle damage, 15% crit damage, and then headshot damage. If I had a choice, I'd probably change the headshot damage, maybe. I don't know, maybe get something else damage related, maybe crit chance, something like that, just to stack on there to make it a little bit better. Now with this, if you didn't know, the Baker's Dozen gives you perfect lucky shot, which magazine capacity is increased by 30%, so you get 30% more ammo in the mag. Missed shots from cover have a 100% chance to return to the magazine. So as long as you're in cover, if you miss a shot, it doesn't take a bullet from the mag. So you can just keep spamming the shots. Now, the mods I have on this, on the underbarrel, or laser pointer, should I say, we have got crit chance. You can have crit damage if you want, but I've gone for crit chance. And then on the scope, we've gone for the 5% crit damage. If you haven't got these mods, just go and do some level 4 control points, and you'll be able to drop mods, and then you just craft them. So it's quite easy to do, but it does take a little while to do. I don't have the marksman rifle slot on here, because I'm using a different specialization. So the build itself, we're running 3-piece Providence defense. Now the 1 piece gives you 10% headshot damage, 2 pieces give you crit hit chance, 3 pieces crit hit damage. So you can see what we're doing here. We're stacking crit chance and crit damage together. Now people do run the Coyote's mask, however, I'm not a huge fan of it. Maybe if I was working in a team a lot, I would maybe switch up a little bit. But this is the build I'm running at the moment, and it works just fine. It's got weapon damage on it. Obviously, could be a bit better. It's got crit damage, crit chance, and then a crit damage mod. So the crit damage mod you want as high as you can. Crit chance high as you can. Everything basically you want as high as you can on this. So crit damage, crit chance with weapon damage. Now on the chest piece, we're running the Sacrifice. So this is, if you don't know, is a named chest piece. And it has perfect glass cannon, okay? So on this chest piece, you want weapon damage. You obviously want a lot higher than I've actually got. Crit hit damage, crit chance, and crit chance mod. Then none of that is maxed out. So I'm showing you builds, guys, that are not fully maxed out, okay? We are doing builds where it's likely that you're probably going to have the items stuck around somewhere, maybe even in your stash. But they're still perfectly viable for PvE. Now, perfect glass cannon. All damage you deal is amplified by 30%. All damage you take is amplified by 60%. So you are literally a glass cannon, especially because there's no armor involved in this build as well. So going on to the holster, we have a Seska Varoba holster with weapon damage, crit damage, headshot damage. This is a max roll. Again, I would switch the headshot damage out for crit chance if I could. However, I had to roll crit damage because it had something really bad. Now, with this gear set, you get 10% crit chance, which is absolutely fantastic in the build because it boosts you up quite a lot. Now, going on to the backpack. The backpack is the Tactical 48-hour backpack Providence Defense. Now, I'm running Bloodsucker on this, okay? Now, Providence Defense, of course, is part of the 3 that we're running already. Just put weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage, and a crit damage mod. Of course, you want those maxed out as much as possible, but really it's for the talent Bloodsucker. So killing an enemy adds refreshes a stack of 10% bonus armor for 10 seconds, and the maximum stack is 10. So basically, every time you kill an NPC, you get 10% bonus armor, which is going to work with our specialization, which I'll show you shortly. So basically, I run Bloodsucker. There's a lot of other ones you can run. You can run ones where basically you're in cover and you get more damage. And there's all different kind of ones you can run. But this is what I'm running at the moment for those clutch moments where you just need that little bit extra armor. The gloves I'm running are Grupo Sombra. It's got weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage. Again, you want them maxed out as much as you possibly can get. On this, it gives you, for equipping one item, it gives you 15% crit hit damage. Which again, we're stacking crit chance, we're stacking crit damage. For the knee pads, we have gone for the Fox's Prayer. And this gives you 10% rifle damage. These are named knee pads, okay? You need to get these ones. These work really well. We have weapon damage, maxed out damage to out of cover target, and also maxed out crit damage. Weapon damage is very low on this. You can get that up to 15%, which is nearly double what it is now. So guys, these Fox's knee pads are actually really worth getting. I bought them from the vendor. That's why it's got a crap roll on the top. But if you've dropped a better set, then yeah, you need to be running them. So as you can see, actually, I didn't even know I've got a better set right here. So there we go. So the build's even better now. So we've got 14.4% weapon damage, out of target damage, and crit damage. I did not know I had those. So you're first to see it, guys. You are first to see that. So with the build, let's go into the stats, okay? So first we'll start with the stats on this Savage Wolverine. Weapon damage is 93,000, which is not the greatest. You can get that up to around 100k if you put the weapon damage right. The crit chance is 54.9. Now, the reason it's not maxed out at 60 is purely for the fact I don't have maxed out gear to do it, but 60 is the maximum you can go on crit chance. So if you calculate it and you're over 60, you need to remove something because you're not actually getting the benefit from that stack. Now, the crit damage on it is 159.1. That also can be improved. You can get around 180, I believe, 180%. That is literally God rolls, okay? And then we've got 75% headshot damage, which really doesn't matter. None of the other stats really matter to this build. Now, sorry, let's go back into it. We're going to look now at the stats on the Baker's Dozen. So stats on the Baker's Dozen, we've got 529,000 weapon damage. PvP weapon damage is 244. We've got 54.9 crit chance is the same, and 164.1 crit damage. Difference is we've got 90% headshot damage, but as I say, I would remove some of the headshot damage in the build and put some crit hit damage in there. That's pretty much all that matters in terms of the actual setup. However, I will show you, which not many people don't show you this, but I'll show you what I've got on my watch to actually boost up this, okay? So on my watch, we've boosted up a little bit of weapon damage. We've got an extra 6% weapon damage. We've also got an extra 4.6% crit chance. On the armor, we've got that maxed to the full. We have a tiny little bit of health. I won't even click on it. We also have skill damage up there. Skill haste up there, 6.4%. And with this, I've gone for reload speed. I've got that 7.8%. Purely for the fact because reload speed will actually give you more DPS, because the damage per second, it depends how quick you reload. It all depends how quick you can actually get the bullets out of your gun and reload and shoot again. So, and then I've also gone for ammo capacity, but that's just to get a little bit more. It doesn't really matter, the ammo capacity. It's not a big deal breaker. But guys, it depends what level your SHD watch is at. But I just wanted to show you exactly what I've got in terms of watch, because not many people show you what they're stacking into, and you might wonder why they have so much crit damage or crit chance. Because if you look on the watch, you've got crit damage there. There's 0 at the moment. I could stack another 20% crit damage on here if I had this maxed. So that's another, that's put you up over 180, right? Over 180%. So that's how you get over 180 and all those big stacks, okay? And plus having better rolls on the gear. With this, I run skill-wise, I run the drone, the healer drone, fixer drone, which repairs your armor for you. You can also use an attack drone, striker drone, It depends how you want to play it. I just like to get some armor back. And I'll use the Revive Hive. Now, I won't get into the Revive Hive because it's annoying and it glitches and it means people can't pick you up sometimes. So we're not going to talk about that in this video, but maybe we'll address it in another one. In terms of specialization, now, you have choices. I'm running the Gunner, right? Purely for the fact of this here. Armor kits repair 100% armor and grant 30% bonus armor for 10 seconds. So that's giving me 30% bonus armor, right? Then you've got this one. Killing enemies grants 10% armor. So stack that with Bloodsucker. That's 20% armor per kill. 5 kills, you've got max armor as bonus, okay? And then you've got every third reload is 50% faster, which helps out. And then that's pretty much it with in terms of the actual specialization. Of course, you want the rifle damage to be maxed out. You want the AR damage to be maxed out, or whatever you're using for your primary. These, I don't really bother much with anything else, really. It's not really a massive thing for me, but this is another thing. Supply line, generate 10% of total ammo capacity every 60 seconds. Means you don't really have to restock. I never find myself restocking that often. If you do go to like Demolitionist, you'll get 7% mods for your AR and the Baker's Dozen for crit chance, which is going to give me an extra 2%. It's not really that big a deal for me, so I'm not actually that bothered about it. But what we are going to do is just going to take it to the range for you, show you what it's hitting. You can get better than this, guys. I'm not saying this is the best build in the game. We don't go for these meta builds, right? We go for our own builds, and I'll build them so you guys can actually succeed when you use them. So as you can see, 2.8 million headshots, okay? This is on elites. So 2.8 million headshots. Oh, let's go back. So let's do some body shots, just see what we're hitting in the body. 2 million bodies, it crits. So if you stack that crit chance to max, you're getting pretty much 1 crit every 2 shots. You can see I've got a stack of crits there. So it's not too bad in terms of damage to the head, because we've got the air headshot damage as well. But damage to the body is also hitting at 2 mil, which is pretty good for a rifle at the moment. Now the AR is not so great. Headshots, 464,000, which is not bad. Body shots, not the greatest, but you can still take an elite down with under a clip. You still got around 14 rounds left in the clip. So yeah, 10 to 14 rounds left in the clip. You can see, guys, it does mount, okay? If you've been watching my live streams, this is what I'll use pretty much 90% of the time, because it's good just for sitting back with that Baker's Dozen and just picking people off. And like I say, if you miss, if you watch, my ammo's not going down. No, the magazine size is not going down. Nothing's going down. As soon as you hit, there we go. Gone down. So it goes down when you hit. So you're getting like 2.8, 2.9, which is more than enough for heroics and control points, etc. So yeah, that's the build I'm using, guys. I just wanted to share that with you. Of course, we are working on more glitches, and I just want to massive thanks to everybody who's become a member of the channel. We now have around 140 members of the channel. On the Discord, we now have over 4,500 people, and we are growing by the day. So please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video. Let's go!